Are you holding back from posting online because you're scared of what other people might think? You're not alone. In fact, most people who want to post content online feel exactly the same way. Hi, I'm Tracy, and I've been there. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get over the fear of posting content, coming up with content ideas, and realizing mistakes are going to be made. And this video is for anyone over 50. I'm going after you guys. Come on, let's do this. Let's all get out there and start creating YouTube content, and you're scared to post content online, whether it's fear of judgment or just simply not knowing where to start or what to say. What I want for you is for you to confidently share your knowledge and experience in the world to the world. And what I definitely don't want you to feel is judged or that you're making mistakes. I'm sure you have a lot of experience, and I don't want you to feel like, who wants to hear what I have to say? Because someone is listening. And like I said, I totally understand because I've been there. I just want you to know that you just have to push past the fear and start sharing your voice. And by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to get over your fear, come up with great content ideas, and keep going even if you're scared to mess up. And I want you to feel inspired and reassured you have what it takes to be successful at this. Now that you know what we're diving into, let's get into it. So nowadays they have a name for everything: the spotlight effect, imposter syndrome, social anxiety. But when I grew up, it was pretty simple. For instance, you were either shy or outgoing. The basic advice was if you were shy, talk more. And if you were outgoing, and maybe you could talk less. And that was it. There wasn't all the information they have nowadays on what goes on in our heads. I didn't even know there was something called the spotlight effect. I had no idea other people felt the same way. I just knew I was dead set of showing my face online. I mean, I was thinking, who wants to see this? I'm not what's on these social media platforms. Just because of that, there was a disconnect to think that I would ever want to create any personal branding account, any type of channel on any of these platforms. And full disclosure, I run a digital marketing agency. So I have experience, but even with all that, I never ever want to put myself out there for fear of judgment. And when I first had to do it, I had to post a picture of myself in a private Facebook community. And that was such a big thing. It took hours for me to post that picture. I just couldn't do it. And I thought, what are people going to think? Who does she think she is? I don't know. Lots of things were running through my head. But now I know exactly why I felt that way. And I want to share with you the concept to help you get over it if you have that same feeling. Because once I did this personal branding online thing became so much easier. So let's talk about the first obstacle, because it held me back for the longest time. The first obstacle is something called spotlight effect, which I mentioned earlier. And back when I was avoiding posting content, I didn't realize that that's what held me back. The spotlight effect is a funny thing because it's where we think people are paying way more attention to us than they really are. We think they're constantly judging us, but in reality, they're more concerned about themselves. And when I finally realized, Tracy, you're not all that. Tracy, you're not the center of everyone's world. It just freed me up and everything got easier. And I believe if you have the spotlight effect affecting you, if you just let it go, it will help push you past that fear of judgment and help you create content. And speaking of content, not sure what to post, you're not alone. And that's the second obstacle, is content ideas. A lot of people get stuck thinking, what will I post? What will I talk about online? And I solved this for myself with what I call going back in time. I go back in time about a year, 18 months, and I give myself advice and I ask, what would have I wanted to know back then? And why I don't go back farther than 18 months is because I still want that emotional connection. I remember how it feels to be struggling with certain things, and I want to make sure I address that because I believe those are the questions my audience is asking. Because you totally remember what you want to hear at that time. And you have something very valuable because you were in your audience's shoes not that long ago. So go back and ask, what mistakes did I make? What would I do differently? Were there tools that I would use? Who would I reach out to now? That will be your content gold mine. If you can think of what you would tell yourself a year ago, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Using this concept, you can give valuable lessons to others that were in the same spot. And you can also help them with mistakes, because we're scared to mess up. And that's the third obstacle, fear of mistakes. We think we have to be perfect right from the start, and we think we have to know everything at the beginning, which is completely impossible. And then we beat ourselves up. To get over this, we're going to use what they call the Super Mario effect. I remember watching my kids play Super Mario, and it was tough. They played it for hours, and they would just continually do the same level over and over again, because they would make mistakes, they would fall down pits, but they just never quit. They never gave up. They were determined to beat the game, no matter how many times they had to go back to that level. And that's how you have to approach content creation. You're going to hit obstacles, make mistakes. Some of your content might not perform well, but instead of quitting, you're going to take what you learn and apply it to your next piece of content. And you're going to keep focusing on getting better with every piece of content. And to quickly recap what we covered, we want to recognize the spotlight effect. No, everyone is not watching you or judging you. Second, we're going to go back in time and we're going to talk to who we were a year to a year and a half ago, and we're going to answer those questions and create content from that. And third, we're going to mess up and we don't care. We're just not going to quit. We're just going to keep on going. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to click the like button. It really helps the channel, and it also helps more people see this content. Once I wrapped my head around those three obstacles, everything became so much easier. I was able to show up online with more confidence. I'm in the process of building my personal brand, and I actually enjoyed doing all it. I enjoyed the process. So if you're ready to start posting content on YouTube, then make sure you watch my next video where I show you how to create a YouTube channel step by step. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you found this video helpful, because then I know what type of content to make. And thanks for watching.